Speakerphone, Debbie's here, Teresa's here, we've got Ed Satterfield, Erin Emmons, and Coda with Grand Star.
Oh, good. I was so anxious to see that one.
Okay, can you
This
hear
is
us?
what I wanted to see, never mind.
I hear you good, Karen.
Okay.
Well,
Hello,
thank you for
Dirk.
calling in, Dirk.
Hey, say what, Debbie?
I said thank you for calling in, because it was just me and Teresa. We was wondering if we was even going to have a quorum.
But we are, because I like to hear Teresa vote to spend money.
You might not hear that today. You never know. I could be. I'm spending so much at my apartment. I don't want to spend any of RTAs.
Did you get your roof?
Yeah, they're working on it right now.
Well, Dirk, it's right now 4 o'clock, and we are ready to call this RTA board member to order. Have you had a chance to look at your minutes of August the 31st?
I'm ready to make a motion to approve those as written.
I'll second.
It's unanimous.
I need some documents.
All right, we done unanimous on the approval of the minutes for August the 31st.
Dirk made the motion. I second it.
Okay. Do we need to add anything to the new business?
Not from me, no.
Okay.
Oh, for me, you do. The tourist stand, oh, it's on there. Never mind. I didn't see it. It's on there already. Nothing, no changes.
Can we, do you guys care if we move the financial report to after Erin Emmons and Ed with the Historical Society? Are you guys okay with that?
I make a motion to make that change.
Okay. I second. Next up is gonna be Erin with the Graham County Garden Club, and I know we had told her to kind of come up with something new. And she's ready for you, Dirk.
Right here, I'm handing out just a couple ideas for you all to look over. Karen and I met earlier today just to get a good look at those lamp posts. There are only 3 of them around the square, but I put a couple different options for different type brackets that can be put on the lamp post, and there's a little photo, but I can email this to you. So it just kind of depends on the look and hardware and kind of course, the aesthetics of it. But there's a couple different options, and again, they seem to be pretty easy to find online. The mayor was talking about just a specific kind of mount, you know, that we could go through the lamp post if we needed to. I guess they make them that way. But again, there's only 3 of the lamp posts, and that was through a grant, I believe. It was Streetscape. Is that what he said, Karen?
Main Street.
Main Street grant. So we could improvise along with that or add more lamp posts, but since they're already there, you know, that could be kind of just an existing easy peasy thing with the brackets, and prices range from anywhere from $60 up to $300, just depending on the brackets. And you'd get 2 baskets on each lamp post there. And then jumping down to the regular flower posts, they are the kind that the same exact ones that Andrews has, and they actually have those custom made by Inner City Welding. So I spoke with their town office the other day, and I got in touch with the owner of Inner City Welding, and he had worked with the alderman over there, and they didn't put these in until last winter, and prices per steel post were around $450, but now that steel prices have gone up along with everything else, they're probably, he said, about looking at, you know, closer to $600 per post. But they make those local, and they are 10-foot 6-inch posts, again with the 2 baskets on either side. I thought that would be a really good thing, A, to support, you know, local business, and B, you know, they already have the wheel going on this. We wouldn't have to guess and order something online or whatever. That's just my opinion on coming up with something similar to theirs, but also local. So those would have to be cemented into the ground. So we'd need to kind of think about placement. I know that there's gonna be the road expansion, Rodney or bypass within the next year, so that's something to consider if we wanna put the time and energy into maybe working closer into the square and working our way down. But again, something to consider there as far as how many of those posts, if you choose to take that route. And then on the back here is just a watering option. And this photo is actually the same exact, well, it is their tank over at Andrews. I flagged the guy down to take his photo. But if you have one, great, because this one here was a 330 gallon one, and I think they have between 20 and 25 actual posts, so that's, close to 48 baskets, and he said it goes through at least half of that every time he does the watering. But we wouldn't have nearly that much probably,
Only 3 posts starting out, right?
unless you wanted to go ahead and have, some additional ones, but I think that's a really nice option. And again, the mayor said he could, adjust some of his employees' schedule so that they could add that on to their tasks, however many days a week, the watering schedule needs to happen. But also there's always the option of expanding. I know there was a lot of interest in that, the existing baskets, and then just having them go up the fence line. But I think last meeting we did talk about if that fence line was gonna be repaired or replaced at some point.
It's supposed to be.
However, even if it gets repaired or replaced, we could find a place for those baskets. There's only 5 there now. Even if we got 10 total, or, just whatever your budget allows, we can have this kind of just be a growing, evolving thing where we, add to it every year, or just start out with a certain amount and then work from there. But there's just some options for you to
Did
look
you
over.
have an estimate on what the baskets, each one of those baskets was approximately?
Right, the basket itself, I know Mary did the quotes on that, and I think in the last paper that I gave you all from last meeting, I quoted you around 200 or 250. That would be the mulch, the soil, the flowers for 2 seasons. So it'd be the summer and then, replacing for the fall. So yeah, if we could just estimate, I'd have to dig that back up, but I do think it was around 250. And if that's for the whole basket, the coconut liner, and then the flowers for the whole year, 250 I think is what it was. But again, I could get a more accurate estimate. But that way we got just know moving forward, because those are easy to order online, especially if we're trying to put it out for spring. There's plenty of time to get that done. But yes, those, just a little starting point. I mean, it's really up to you all what you want to see, what type of look. But yeah, there's the different brackets here. At the first picture up here in the corner, I kind of got that to match this, just in case you wanted to, have these
Have
made.
that look, yeah.
But there could be somebody here locally that's, able to do the welding as well. But I don't know what y'all's thoughts are on using the inner city folks, but
So is the lamp at the top of the post, is that like solar, or is that something that's gonna have to have?
well,
Are they
those
already
do-
out? They're not already attached? Oh,
There's
they are?
one right there, and it's got a big.
I never see them on.
They might not work. I don't.
They did work, the bulbs may be bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
They
that's,
used to work.
okay.
Are they electric or solar?
Electric.
Are they?
Oh, okay.
So then we really don't even have to worry about that part of it then.
The bulbs may be shot, but they work.
But
Would that be a
there's-
Duke Energy or just a town maintenance?
That's a town
replacing
thing.
them?
That was put into a grant from
Uh-huh.
somebody. The town had the streetscapes done
Uh-huh.
Okay.
back when.
Is
Well, I
it
need to make
Main
sure they.
Street, something you
It's
want?
probably a great project.
Okay,
That Main
gotcha.
Street.
That's been 15 years ago or longer.
Well, there's been two. That one first Main Street project was probably 2000.
Oh, wow.
There was one that done some work down through here, then there was that one around the courthouse.
Right.
Well, I didn't know they was out there until
Yeah.
Mary Griffin.
Yeah, there's
said,
3 or
"Karen,
4.
There's lamp posts
Are
on
there
the
3 around there?
courthouse
3 or 4?
square."
There's only 3, and they are like on the back end, so you wouldn't necessarily see them, you know, on the main drags is the only thing, and that's why I wanted to mention this. Because that could be, I mean, I don't envision them doing any road work with, you know, expanding the sidewalks or anything, so that might be something to, you know.
I wish you could put all the power lines on Main Street underground.
Yeah, maybe they can work on that.
But do you all, agree as far as putting the flowers on the lampposts themselves, just to start with, or would you wanna see
I do.
a little more? I personally think it would look a little like, well, where's the rest of them? You know, because there'd only be 6, but I don't know if, it might be a good thing to just start with that, but.
Well, it's a shame that the posts are out there and we've not even really noticed it. So if the flowers are there, it
Right.
will help us kind of
Right.
make notice of them, and then getting the light bulbs replaced.
And the flowers will cost $250.
Well, for the hanging basket ones out here, I didn't get a price quote on that. I was talking about the ones down in the 5 Points that are already there.
Okay.
There's 5 already down there right now, and I think those were, the basket itself was 200, and then, you know, with the flowers and everything, we added in some more, costs for that. And we're getting all of our flowers local from our favorite greenhouse over at Cape. And that's where the fall flowers are right now, so I'll probably be putting those out next week. But, yes, I could get you guys, I mean, again, these are all estimates, but I think these baskets, you know, I don't think they're very expensive. Do you recall what the actual, the round ones would be?
I would say for a nice size round one and a liner, $50 to buy a nice.
Like the 24-inch or something?
It took me, you know, it takes an hour to get.
Probably about 6.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna make a motion to, here goes Dirk. Make a motion for $1,500 to be put into this project to purchase the 2 sides, or the two hook hanging baskets.
Mm-hmm.
And then, also look into maybe replacing the light bulbs. That should help cover the cost of those light bulbs too. And it's for the first 3 anyway. These 3 out here, maybe we can get some attention to them, and everybody will like those enough to where that we can check into that look
Right.
elsewhere.
I think it's a great start. I'll second that.
I'll even vote in favor.
Thank you, Teresa.
Yay, thank you all. So,
So you can kind of look into getting those ready to be ordered.
sure thing.
And I don't know if maybe Karen needs to do it or how.
We discussed it today and we felt like RTA paying for it directly would be better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sounds fine to me.
So you can kind of jump in there and help her get that going.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure that out, and maybe just a deadline of spring, or, I mean, I think that's, as far as flowers go, probably at this point.
May.
Yeah.
Well, we probably need them in April to plant them and then
Right.
get
Yeah,
them
we'll
pretty.
Hopefully have all the supplies, yes, for sure, by,
Usually by
April.
Mother's Day, the frost is over, and it'd be nice to have them hanging by then, and they'll be pretty.
And then we'll have the guys to look into the bulbs before then too,
perfect.
and get it all.
So we're talking about doing them on the light posts, and then the bulbs on the light. Okay, to start, and then.
Right, there's a post right out, the posts are in these flower beds, 3 are. And then there's one at the stop sign down there that we can't baskets on because it would block the stop sign and the pulling out.
But even during the little festivals, people walk in this little back loop, you know.
So the hope is to put more eventually.
Yes.
Get more like us down, like wear out.
Down the bypass maybe.
Okay.
More
and
flowers,
Down the main street.
not light
definitely.
posts probably. I
More-
mean, we're talking about flowers, not light posts.
Oh, okay. So more flowers down the bypass.
Sorry.
Right.
Here,
No, it's okay. I'm
just
just
so you have an idea.
okay.
Well, thank you for stepping
Yes.
up and at least, leading us into
No
this direction.
problem.
too.
I mean, I don't mind connecting the dots and, I love helping and, being a part of it. So, yeah, just let me know which direction you want to go and we'll go from there.
We'll work on it. Thank you.
Yay, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Next, we have our Historical Society
Association.
Association.
Oh, but I did put society.
It's all right, I
I
get
did.
that all the time.
It
I thought it
used
was
to
that
be
too for a long time.
It was.
Yeah, we-
Initially, years ago.
We
it
changed that
was.
for some reason, I can't remember why.
Lavina didn't like it.
That was it.
We talked about this actually at our last meeting, and we said, we need to get Ed here so that he can kind of give us an update on how the
Where we're at.
historical, yes.
Well, this is both where we're at, where we've been, and where we need to go. First thing I gave you, and Dirk, I've got you a whole packet here with your name wrote on it, you can pick up and come back through town.
Great, I'll do it.
All right. The first thing I got here is just some preliminary, well, they actually are architectural plans to get us up to code. You can kind of flip through those, and they're kind of self-explanatory. Basically, this is wiring, plumbing, new windows, eventually we'll have to have an elevator, lots of different things. It's-
Are you wanting to work on it like a floor at a time?
Well,
or
I'll
are
get
you
into
wanting
that in
to-
just a minute.
Okay.
We got two different ways of doing it. But it'll show you kind of what we're gonna look like and what it will be and all that kind of stuff. Inside your document here, there's one, it's, this spreadsheet right here. It kind of shows you what, to show that we've been moving is what we have invested in this project so far as a historic association. You see that bottom line right there, and that's real hard cash that's happened. That's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
So, it's almost $500,000. That's buying the building, we put a new roof on it, drainage, and had some help with that. Somebody's listening, but I'm not saying who it was helped us. Then the next two packets, this is, part of this architectural plan was a quote or budget or price to do it. The first pack of papers is just to do everything. That is the whole building on the right side, bottom floors, upper floors, elevators, everything. So there's that quote at the bottom of it. It's the first page of that. Right there.
Yes.
Okay.
Then the second part of that is what we would call a phase one. That's where we don't do the bottom floors or the elevator. And it's about 2/3 of the cost because you've still got to rewire and plumb and the windows in the whole building. So a lot of the cost is just bringing it up to code no matter which way you go.
If that phase were done, could it be open for business at the top at the?
Yeah, if that phase were done, yeah. Yeah, but that phase is 2/3 of the overall cost too, so. We've looked at things, like I said, we've got a good group, an active group, and had some good support.
That's only one of those. Here's the other packet of it.
That's Dirk, so I've got one
Yeah,
right
he
here.
just kind of
Here you
gave
go.
me one.
Here you
and-
go.
Okay. Thanks.
Like I said, we've got a really active group and we've come a long ways and these figures here is not counting what other people's put into it. This is just this building. We've done a lot of other works out here. As far as Historic Association right now, we're working on our say that word for me,
Yeah.
150th anniversary. We're working on that book now, that's some of the stuff that we do. Carolyn's working on it in my office now, so. But anyway, that's where we are, and you can kind of see where we need to go. We're also looking at doing things in phases other than like phase one, like what's it gonna cost to go ahead and just put the windows in the building? Let's get that out of the way. You know, then we may look, well, what's it gonna cost to go ahead and wire it? You know, there's different ways we can go about it, but it's just all about money, so.
So, I don't have the advantage of seeing that right now, but what does phase one cost? Where we are?
The overall project, Dirk, we're looking, and this is just an estimate, and keep in mind, this estimate was done after bill of materials went through the roof. We're looking at about $1 million to do everything we wanted to do. And to get into building the upper floors, phase one, we're looking at about $640. And there's things in here, you know, we can change or do to rein that in some, but that's just a good overall number.
So if you were picking one project, what would be the next project?
The next project I would do would be the windows on the building. Get that thing sealed up, you know, it's old single pane, old wooden windows, and then it would be wiring after that.
So,
And I've asked the people that gave us a quote to break it out into subsections like that.
So, do you have an estimate for windows?
No, I've asked them, I've got a rough one in here, but what it don't do with this overall estimate, Dirk, is break out some of the labor. So I went back and asked them to break out just, if I ask you to come in, just do the windows, what's that cost gonna be? If I ask you just to do the electrical, what's that cost gonna be? Because what they do, they got all these trades in here, you know, I mean, you're in the business just like I was. I mean, got all these trades in here, then labor's kinda added at the end. So now we need to break all that out. So I should be getting that any day.
Okay.
So. And also, I've got some other documents in here too, like a feasibility study. You know, we've done all of our feasibility studies, our strategic plans, everything we need to do as a nonprofit. So we've come a long ways. It don't seem like we're getting much anywhere, but we have come a long ways.
Well, the little things that you don't see is big too, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. Teresa and Terry both can vouch for that. It's a lot of work.
And I keep preaching that. You know, they've come a long way.
Yeah.
It's still, it's
We've
just,
gotten our
Out-
windows washed.
Outside looking in, it don't look like they spent a lot of work to get to that
Right.
point.
but it has, you've done a lot. It's
Yeah, we've
just-
been very fortunate, you know, with Department of Commerce giving us a grant for this sustainability study and, or not, but I'm saying for the architectural plans, the ARC for the feasibility study, so. And we've looked for other grants, unfortunately, just, we're not finding a lot of brick and mortar grants right now. I know Teresa's been looking, we've all been looking. We threw a few things out there, but hopefully we'll get somewhere. But anyway, that's, I hope I done well. You
Yes,
need
you
to,
did.
I mean, and anybody that supports us, well, our books are open to everybody.
Yeah,
so.
they are. What I did a Reader's Digest version of our last, we started in 16. So if you guys just you can see the numbers where, what's come in, what's gone out. We did really well in 2019 and then COVID hit, and we still did well in 20.
Could I by chance have one of those
Yeah.
when you get a minute?
Yeah.
Not to rush you.
No, that's fine.
Thank you.
But I've got a detailed one too, if you want to know more details, but really this is, you know, we've had some donations to where, you know, in 2019, we had almost 200,000 come in. And then without those donations, the next year was 70, and so then this year is like nothing, but we're still working. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
this has been
doing
a-
a farmer's market and a fundraising and.
Our fundraising really came to a halt with COVID.
Yeah, when they did that second round
It
of COVID,
affected
it was
everybody's
like-
everything.
Oh, I understand that.
But our, you know, even when we were talking about the fundraising, the group was like, yeah, we'll sit out in front of Ingles and, you know, and then they said, we got a second run and most of our people are older. I think Ed's probably the youngest in our group. So,
Well,
And they don't want to sit out front of Ingles
Yeah,
or.
yeah.
what.
and the rest that's Teresa.
yeah. So it just kind of shows, you know, we've got an active,
You know, in our goal here, we don't have any other goal other than to provide a place for education and heritage, our history, and to liven up downtown again. That's,
Yeah.
you know, we could have
Bring
took on a
life to
much
it.
smaller project somewhere else and got what we needed. But it's as much about livening up downtown as it is anything. We got to do something here.
Bringing our history back.
Yeah, yeah, and you
Yeah.
know, getting something in the center of town is kind of the hub of things, and it's kind of, you know, we just want to see it living again.
I feel like so too, and the educational part of it,
Yeah, oh,
I
yeah.
think, the heritage,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be a cornerstone of
Yeah,
downtown
that's a good word for it,
again.
too. And it's, it's as much about education as it is about having, our history over there. We need to educate our youth. One of the things we were working on before COVID hit was, I think it's Terry Moore and some of those about headstone cleaning and logging that kind of thing in to get, youth involved and get some of our cemeteries, it's in bad shape. Back up. But, had lots of plans, but COVID kind of put a stop to that. But we're doing a lot of other stuff besides just trying to get this building as a historic association, so.
Oh, yes.
Elected and,
See the pictures and
Yeah.
things like that. That doesn't happen overnight as far
and
as
we've got,
being
they
documented.
do a quarterly that comes out. I don't know who all gets it or who all don't. It's really interesting.
I
So,
do,
yeah.
and I can forward it to y'all.
Yeah, or if y'all give me,
Yeah,
shoot you
good.
my email address, I'll make sure you get it.
But it's very interesting.
It is.
And I think we could possibly work on some grants with y'all too.
Yeah, anything to help. I mean, we're all ears. I've been out here, I'll haul eggs if I can make a dollar to help the project, I don't care. You do it where you can, but, we've had some good support from the community, so. Just, nonprofit's a tough life. But we're getting there slowly but surely. Y'all have any questions? Well, if you do, just let me know. And if you-
Oh, we appreciate you coming and
Oh, yeah, no
presenting
problem.
to us and bringing us this information that will, when you get the breaking down of like the windows and
Yeah,
like the
I'm expecting that
electric,
anytime. I can share that with y'all too.
because it may
Please
be
do.
that we could take on something like that and get it
And you
done.
can see here on our spending part, our money invested so far, the first thing we started with was a structural engineer to see if the building could be fixed. Then we had the asbestos study, so, we took the right steps when we needed to.
And I know it's a very expensive thing, and I don't know if any of yous have ever been to the Noah's Ark in Kentucky.
My wife and kids
That's really
had to
cool.
work.
But families took beams
Mm-hmm,
and bought those beams.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
maybe we can look into that as far as
Selling
even the windows,
Yeah.
What family wouldn't like to have, that as part of
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
contribution to the history and to the bringing the building back to life,
And
that's
with
an
the windows
ideal.
too, you can see in here, because of code requirements, we got the one entrance on the right we're gonna use. But on the left side of that big windowed front, we gotta put another entrance to be ADA, can only be so far away from the door. And the building's big enough, we have to put a, part of that major cost is a sprinkler system, fire sprinkler system. There's a lot changed since 1920s and 30s when that was built. So to get us up to code. Some things grandfather in, some don't, but I found out some things that can grandfather in, you may not want to use because of the liability you could be
Because of the-
responsible for.
Yeah, I see
So,
that.
And the town, I know y'all have worked on getting us, there's some question about the easement on the street down there. You remember talking about that? Yeah, and Beverly's come and talked to me, I think. She your attorney, I think?
Ellen
Ellen
Ellen,
Davis
that's
is
it.
ours,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah, she come and talked to me about it.
Oh,
We
okay.
got that worked out, yeah.
Okay.
In order, on the Snyder Street part, going down that grassy area between the building and the street, we're gonna have to come out with some steps and ramps and things like
Yeah.
that. It's kinda iffy who owns it. I know the town's got some water lines through there, so I think, she's gonna draw it up where we can do what we need to do and don't infringe on y'all either, and it's just a community space.
Right,
So,
okay. Well,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you,
We
Ed.
appreciate
We'll
it.
get back to
Who
you.
can make sure Dirk gets this?
We will.
Yeah,
Jan.
we'll put it in here. There's, I'll leave it at town hall for you, this package of material.
All right, thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
See ya.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you,
Thanks,
we
Ed.
appreciate it. We will get back with y'all.
All right, thank you.
So now we're gonna go on to where we moved our financial report to after all of that.
Just to be clear, we are talking about the building over here, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's what they've been raising money for like 2 years for.
Yeah.
So that's gonna happen.
It
It is. The little things are what they're working on now. Now they're getting ready to like do big things that's noticeable, like the windows.
So, and he said a second floor?
There's even gonna
There's
be
a
the
base-
basement, second floor, and then the top floor.
And it's gonna cost $1 million for the second floor,
No, the
No,
whole
To
thing.
complete,
Yeah.
place.
the whole building.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
renovation.
The first floor was 640, I believe.
Yeah, this is the figure for the first floor,
Can I have that?
and, yeah, I guess so. Uh-huh.
You can make a copy.
Make a
Right,
copy
sure.
of it. And then this is the total for everything.
I'll snap a picture of it.
Okay. And this is the everything total.
Well, I can't. It's in.
We can make a
We'll
copy
make
of
you copies
everything.
of
I will make,
So me to send it back to you then until then?
You just need the front 2 pages anyway, you don't
Okay.
need all the rest of that stuff.
Thank you.
mhm.
I'll just lay these here.
So are you gonna do our budget,
Sonia
report?
wasn't able to be here today, so she left this for me. Your taxes collected in August were $10,561. You paid out $2,339 for a salary. My goodness, Ron. Did we do 7910? Festivals, that's what I'm thinking, year to date. I probably should have asked Sonia on this before I started going through it.
Well, that's not.
That's probably because you paid so much to that band.
That's right.
But,
Yeah,
Oh,
you
where
had to
that
pay, you
Taylor
had to pay
Hicks-
that band so
Yes,
much money.
yes. We paid half for the Taylor Hicks show. I couldn't remember what I'd spent $7,910 for.
That makes
Scared me
sense.
for a
Yeah.
minute. And office expense, $30. So
So y'all pay for half the Tyler Hicks thing?
we have paid for half of it already.
Okay. Can I get that paper as well or no?
It doesn't really show it. I
Okay.
mean,
It just shows what we have spent, what we took in August and what we have spent in August.
Okay. And
But it's public record, so we can make you a copy.
okay,
of
just to
it.
make sure I don't want to get any numbers wrong. I'm bad to mishear things.
Well, that's why I may not remember that I spent $7,000 for.
yeah.
I remember signing checks, but I couldn't remember what it was.
What it was for.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
You got any questions, Dirk?
no, I'm good.
Okay. Now we're gonna move to the old business and get started with our Passport to Adventure grant, which was good news to see when I seen that email.
We got $2,500 check, out of the 5,000 that we asked for. And I picked it up last Friday and gave it to Sonia to put into the, bank account.
Who was it from? I went to the thing that
Great Smokies Health Foundation.
Great Smokies Health Foundation. Great, thanks.
So when are you're gonna get started on having that ready to go by March of next year?
Yes, and I probably, my thinking is spend the $2,500 on getting the passport booklets made and printed, and RTA can do T-shirts,
It's fine.
because they had estimated $941.60 for passport setup. Printing 250 booklets was $2,058.16, so I can probably have 100 printed and keep it within the $2,500 budget,
Okay.
if that's
Thinking then-
okay.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to start. If we need more, we can always print more.
Who's doing the printing?
They were out of Murphy, I don't have their name in front of me, I'll have to find that. And he sent me down to the bookstore, this is Murphy's passport booklet. And it's got pictures and.
So are we gonna have to come up with the pictures to put in it? Okay.
I didn't envision anything that nice, so.
Well,
I didn't
ours
either.
is not gonna be this big or this nice, but it's starting to, it
Right.
will be eventually. He said theirs started small and
Can I
grew
see
to
that?
this, yes.
Yeah, 'cause
And so do you need to maybe add to what you've got, because you've kinda got things that are,
I had 20 hikes and he estimated 44 pages, which would be front and back.
so you need to come up with a lot more hikes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mhm. And pictures and things of that nature. So I'll work on that. I'll get it to him and he will set it up. And then I'll bring it to y'all to look at and approve.
Because they've even got stuff of Robbinsville in here.
Destinations. But he said theirs had grown over a period of years.
Do you say how much this costs?
I paid $20 for that.
If they pay, okay. Cause if, in Knoxville, those cost about 8 to print. So I just wondered.
In Knoxville? Is that what you said?
Well, yeah, wasn't it about 8 for that?
I
Okay.
would think so.
So maybe we need to look into somebody else doing the printing? Do you think that's doable?
I will go back to his estimate because his setup fee was the 900 and some. And then the printing, I'll have to go back and look and see his estimate that he gave me.
I was just trying, really, when I said that, I didn't mean to talk about the printing job. I was just more saying, wasn't that about what one of these cost when we were looking at printing and pamphlets? I was more interested in price. But they pay for these and we're giving ours away, so, right?
Right.
So,
And a passport book is a little bit different than this is gonna be, right? Because you have that stamp on it. I don't know if you've ever seen the ones that you buy from the,
Forest Service.
Forest Service or the park, over at Cherokee, but it's just the little book with a little outline of what it is, and then you stamp it when you go to it. But,
I'll have to get one of those.
they're neat.
yeah,
Oh. Yeah, and it's much less fancy.
it's much less, yeah.
Yeah. But a good place to start too. Boy, they got some beautiful pictures.
That's what I was noticing, was the pictures are unbelievable.
They are. Very beautiful. Very nice.
But I'll work on it, and get y'all sort of a proof
Yeah,
back. And then we'll get we can get various printers to give us a price on it.
Yeah, true.
yeah, okay. May have to get up with Hoot Gibbs and them and get some more
Pictures.
walks and all that
That's
stuff too.
true. Hikes.
So our trunk or treat. This is our big discussion for today, I think. We've got to,
If we're gonna do it,
we
I've
gotta
order
decide what
candy.
we're gonna do, because, have you, I mean, a lot of it is gonna be based on how many people you've been out trying to see if they would do it.
I have talked to some people and I have not I've got conflicting discussion because the school's having that one. Mary and I at the library talked about it. It's sort of gonna overlap if we do from, what did we say, 4 to 6.
And theirs is 6 to 8.
I think does theirs start at 6 to 8?
I don't know.
I seen something on Facebook that it started at 4.
Oh.
Because we
Well,
talked
then
about
she's
doing ours.
changed it,
with-
because
yeah.
she did say 6 to 8 from the beginning.
I can't remember. I just was thinking, we were doing ours before they did theirs. So, it's what I understood.
Ours was before the school, so
Yeah.
they could just go into theirs.
Right.
And now they've changed theirs, I believe.
I
Yeah.
do think they have changed theirs, yes, because Mary brought it to my attention because she the people I had talked to had initially planned to do both of them. And I think they overlap.
So is it not a drive-through anymore?
Well, the high school was gonna do a drive-through
Mhm.
from 6 to 8.
Right.
And then we were wanting to still do the Main Street trunk or treat
Mhm.
from 4 to 6 or from 3 to 5. And, then from what I was told on that email, since COVID had got the ratings of it or whatever had got more, the
Gone up.
people, Karen and Angie had spoken and said that maybe we just needed to do one thing, just the drive-through instead of having the kids outside coming to each one of the booths.
Okay.
So,
So will y'all work with the one down there then?
we don't know yet. We've not decided. So I don't know what's your thoughts on it still, Dirk?
Well, it depends on how many we would have uptown. School's open. We're having ball games with no masks, people everywhere. I don't really see it. The COVID threat right now, I don't think we even recognize COVID part of the time in Graham County. But,
Not for football games, maybe.
It's just business as usual. Does it help to minimize the conflict if we went from 3 to 5? But it seemed like what happened, they kind of moved into our space a little bit there. We've got the conflict now. I guess I'm curious how many people, what we really need to know is how many would be going to participate in what we were doing.
I gave Karen some names of some businesses and church, and then from the last meeting to this meeting, she was gonna get out and try to find some other people to participate, and that number I don't know.
I've not had anybody say, yes, I will be there. We have talked about it, and because of the conflict, there's, I guess, conflicting thoughts on it. Because I talked to them down at the drugstore and I talked to the library. I have not talked to the Old Mother Church. We talked about it, but we didn't discuss in depth.
Well, it's just whatever you guys think. It seems like trying to be respectful here that maybe the school's trying to get the tourism business, but I've never known once we wanted to teach class.
It's from 4 till 7, Saturday, October the 30th, is the school's event.
4 to 7.
Mhm.
So they backed up even more now.
Yep.
I don't know. I think if we have 10 people want to participate, we could do it. I don't think you can have too much fun for kids to have, I guess is my point. It shouldn't be a competition.
Right.
But what we really need to know is who would participate. And it sounds like we almost need to have another meeting before we decide.
And so go ahead and talk to these people and find out, plan on doing it from 4 till 6 like we intended to.
Or 3 to 5.
3 to 5. Let's
3
do
to 5 is what
5.
I would prefer, and that's what I thought we was doing too.
I thought we
was
were
3
doing 3 to 5, yeah.
Because we wanted to have that hour time between us and them so we could kind of get our stuff cleaned up and so.
So you think, or 3 to 5 is what we're saying, right?
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
And y'all need
That's what
local
I'm
businesses to
thinking, 'cause all of ours is in
represent.
daylight. Theirs will run into theirs should still be in daylight. It could be a little bit dark. But
Yeah.
Right, it's gonna be close, but it's gonna be early enough to do something.
So y'all's is from 3 to 5
3 to 5.
on the 30th,
Mhm.
and y'all need some local businesses to come and represent.
And call town hall.
Karen.
why don't we run an ad in the paper? Because the school's the only one talking about doing it. We're not really publicizing it so far.
I think a lot of people know about it, because the Friends of the Library meeting, they knew about it.
We discussed it, we just didn't know whether,
It's been in the
We-
paper twice,
Has it? Okay.
because I wrote it.
Okay.
Do you remember what time?
I think I said 4 to 6.
Well, Karen,
No, wait a minute. It's only been in it once.
you're gonna have to jump. And I mean, we gotta stop doing this, well, this. We said it last meeting, so you've got to jump on it now, and I'm sorry, cause I know your mom's surgery and stuff, but
right,
I just assumed that from the last meeting to this meeting, there would be some more participants.
okay.
Well, I can put, to help y'all guys out, I can put that y'all are looking for vendors or participants to come and just to contact Karen or Town Hall,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or both.
So will
Big
Crown be
round.
participating, Dirk?
Absolutely, yeah, the
Either.
construction company will.
And I said I would, but I'm not gonna order the candy. I mean, I don't wanna
I know.
order 800 pieces of candy until we know for sure
And
we're.
see, that was my dilemma too. Whenever we got that email, I thought, well, I don't wanna get my candy yet,
Right.
because if we're not gonna be doing what we'd already
Right.
said we was gonna do, then,
But the email was not from us, was it? Was that not from Angie?
It was from Angie, yes.
So that's why, that kind of puzzled me. Why are we getting an email from Angie? I can understand her talking to Karen, but
Oh, I forwarded it to you.
Okay, you forwarded
I
it.
forwarded it to y'all.
yeah. And I know that, I mean, she's being gracious and saying we could join in with them, but it was kind of like, we're the ones that started that. I don't know if it, I mean, I know Debbie remembers.
yeah.
And it was, it was really nice, the times we've had it. Now, we could have rain and then everything would just go to them, obviously, because nobody's gonna sit out there in the rain, and they can still do the car thing, I guess if it's raining, but Debbie, I'll just, for whatever you wanna do, that's what I wanna do.
Well,
But I
this,
think it was enjoyable before when we did it.
this late in the game, we may not have as many as we had that first year, and that's okay too. But as long as we have some people and you get it lined up, you get our streets blocked off, you have it ready to go, then the town's gonna have a booth, the Crown and Dirk's office, and then I'm gonna have one.
I'm gonna have
Teresa's gonna have one.
And I talked to the uptown businesses and
And then Old Mother Church told me right up front, yes, we would love to, so,
That's 6.
and then
I mean,
if I can, I'll get the
if
post
there,
office to do it too.
It's still gonna be great.
Yeah, it may not be as big, but it'll still, but you've got to get the ball rolling for us now.
I will.
Okay.
The biggest thing you'll have is weather's gonna determine what it is.
And definitely just say ours will be canceled if it's
raining.
raining.
Is there
And then I'll
somewhere?
take my candy down there and just hand it out.
Is the newspaper, is he there?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So could Charlie do a story about the, trunk or treat on Main Street's gonna be happening from this time to this time?
I
Yes.
will.
And
Is there somewhere I
then,
can put?
once you've been there and had fun, then go on to the school.
Right.
This time.
Like, go to the school after.
Is there somewhere I can put where people can check to make sure this part's still gonna happen? Like Facebook or Facebook page? Like where y'all post it if y'all have to cancel? Or how will we know?
I will go ahead and post it that it's gonna happen
Okay.
and advertise it, and I'll put in that post, it will be canceled if there's rain.
Okay. So I'll just make sure to have them check out your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Is it the
And
RTA's Facebook page or Town Hall's Facebook page?
Town of Robbinsville, I
Town
think.
of Robbinsville.
Sorry, I mean complicated.
And probably in your article, you could say canceled.
If
due to
rain. Okay.
Yes, yes. And then we can link to the school and
Tell them to.
make
Okay.
it them aware of it too.
Thank y'all.
Uh-huh. But I'll get on it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Why not have a couple of ads in the paper between now and then? You know, just a reminder on the 30th. This is going on uptown, and then from this time to this time, and then from this time to this other time, it's over to school. I mean, I have no problem publicizing if we bought a couple of ads both events.
Yeah.
I can do that,
Okay.
yes.
Next is the Stanley Furniture Factory Tour.
Amon will be here on, what did I say, October the 3rd. And
Supposed to be here for a week.
yeah,
Can you tell
she'll
me?
be here for a week. So sometime during that week, and I will let you all know as soon as I know. And we will I've done talked to Sophia, she's on board. And Michelle, if she's able, she will.
And this is a tour of the Stanley?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought that was shut down.
But it's not a public
is.
tour, it's
Oh,
a,
This lady she revitalizes old furniture factories, and so she's wanting to come in and look at that factory and see how that it could be revitalized and into a thriving business.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll hold off on that probably.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I will,
Well, it's in that video.
well, okay. Can you erase it?
Maybe.
Well, it's not a public, I mean, it's not an
Right.
invite to the public. It's
Okay.
Just
sort
wanting
of,
to see what she can do,
What
or what
can
her
be done.
ideas are.
yes.
The liability, I wouldn't take just anybody over to the plant right now.
Yeah, I think she selected so many people to go with her to kind of look at it and just give her thoughts on what she thinks that could be done.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, let's throw our Christmas parade and our hometown holiday together. Because they're 2 in 1 is the way I see it.
I
Same
think so.
day,
And we had set it for December the 11th, which is the second Saturday in December, correct?
Time for the parade?
6.
parade is at 6.
And I was talking to somebody about the hometown holiday, and we talked about starting maybe at 11 and go till 4.
That sounds good.
It's a craft, handmade event.
So crafty dinner from 11 to 4.
Mhm.
And then do we know the theme of the Christmas parade? Or do y'all?
We done,
TV.
Christmas movies.
Okay.
We need to think about a grand marshal.
Bill Morphew.
Okay. Let's see.
I know we kind of talked about this all
Last
last year, and
Where is sorry to interrupt again, but where is the hometown holiday gonna happen?
Hopefully it will be at the school, but I have not asked them. Usually it's in the lobby of the school over there because the floats and everything are made over there,
Okay.
so. But I need to confirm that.
Could you give me a call when you do?
Will.
so the hometown holiday is from 11 to 4. The parade's at 6, and it's all happening December the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna ask Bill Morphew. Unless,
Is there anybody else? I mean, Kenyon's,
I think Dirk's more likely to know than me.
You have any suggestions for a grand marshal for the parade, Dirk?
I like Morphew.
I'm not sure he will do it, but, you know, we probably need to be thinking. You got any other names, any other suggestions?
Not right off, but I will be thinking.
tough thinking of people.
It is,
Mhm.
yeah. And
And
I
you
can't
don't-
even remember who all we thought of last year.
A lot. I asked several people.
I'd ask him now.
Yeah, definitely kind of run that by him and Sally now so that they can kind of have a chance to
Plan
think
on.
about it and,
This is the person that leads the parade.
yes.
Okay.
And Santa Claus. You gotta get a Santa Claus.
We had one.
Okay.
Elton.
If that's what you want, yeah, yeah,
We got a Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Okay, great.
yeah. So now, moving along, new business.
I didn't have anything that we had not already discussed. Do y'all have anything that you can think of that we need to discuss?
I don't have anything, and not to join and run, but at 5, I have to go to another meeting.
Okay. Well, our next meeting is going to be what? Oh,
No, we don't need to meet again. We know we're doing trick or treat.
we are
so-
doing trunk or treat.
Alright.
Yeah.
October the 26th would be the next meeting, so that will be the Tuesday before trunk or treat.
Okay.
That's our regular scheduled.
That's perfect. That'll let us do any adjustments we need to do and get updated on who's participating.
Right.
Exactly. Okay. I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting and let Dirk get to his 5 o'clock meeting.
A second.
All right, guys, great to hear all of you. Look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good rest of the week.
Thank
You
you,
too, thank you.
Just don't forget to come and pick up your stuff from Ed.
When we come in, I will. I sure will.
Okay.
I got a big package. of
Thank you for
stuff
calling,
today.
Dirk.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.